Hey and welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna knit a hat on a size 10 needle. In the text to our YouTube video you can find the size guide and the yarn type. Remember to subscribe to the channel to get more free knitting patterns. There's a lot of options with this knitting pattern. You can make a beanie, a short beanie, or you can make a hat with a pom-pom. We're going to start the project with casting on stitches. In the top box you can see how many stitches you need for each size. We are knitting on double pointed needles or stocking needles, so remember to cast on your stitches on 4 needles. Before you start knitting, make sure that your stitches are not twirled around the needles. We're going to knit a rib edge. In the top box you can see how many rows you need to do that for, but you're going to do 2 purls and 2 knit. That you're going to do all the way around your row. We have finished our rib edge and we're about to continue with a plain knit. See in the text box above how many rows you need to knit the base of your hat. We have knitted the base of our hat and we're about to increase stitches. We're going to increase 4 stitches on each row, but we're going to do it 4 places on the row. We're going to increase 4 stitches on this row. It's important we mark the stitches each time we're increasing. So we're going to knit on 2 stitches together just like we do on the video here, and then make sure the stitch is marked with yarn. Then we're gonna knit stitches. You can see in the top box below, if you are knitting a medium as I do here, you're gonna stitch on 10 stitches before you increase the second stitch. The second stitch we're gonna do with knitting 2 stitches together. But first we're gonna mark the stitch. Again, we need to know where the stitch is on the next row so we can increase a stitch the same place. So we're gonna stitch on 2 stitches and then knit on our 10 stitches because we're knitting a medium. Here we're increasing our 3rd stitch and we're marking the needle, but we also using a new needle. So we're going to stitch on just like we did before, stitch on two stitches together, as you can see on the video, and mark it with yarn. And then we're going to continue with our 10 stitches just like we did before. Here we have our final increase of stitches, and of course we're going to mark it, and then we're going to stitch on 2 stitches in a knit. Make sure that the yarn is on our stitch, and then continue to the first increase we did. So we did a complete row with 4 increases, and you can see all the markings that we did. So you see everywhere where we increased our stitches. Now we're going to do the second row, where we still have to increase stitches on each row until we have about 4 to 8 stitches left. So each time you pass the markings, the yarn markings, you increase a stitch. Just like here, you increase there in the next row, all the way around, and then you just continue until you have about 4 to 8 stitches. We're down to 8 stitches, and we have to sew in the last stitches. So we're going to start with breaking our yarn, and then we're going to put our needle onto our yarn. I prefer a weaving needle, but because it's long and you can use it better to get into the stitches, but you can use whatever needle you want. Sew into the stitches and then remove your needle. We're down to our final needle. You have to sew into the stitches, remove the final needle, and then I like to tighten it up and then sew in the back of the hat so you can't see your stitches. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comment if there's something else you want to knit, and then we can make a video for that. Thank you very much for watching.